Welcome back to Conversations on Deck, and today is Manager Monday, folks. We're looking at this 1988 Topps Tom Trebelhorn card, manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. Tom looking real thoughtful out there. It's like he's contemplating something. Well, I'll tell you what I think he's contemplating. How do I get this stick of gum off my back? Well, Tom, it's going to be there for the rest of this video, and it's going to go right in my personal collection. So that's a great honor, though. So let's learn a little bit about Tom. He was born January 27th, 1948, in Portland, Oregon. He was a ball player himself, not a major league guy, but he was in AAA. He played for the Hawaii Islanders in the minor leagues, and he coached in the minors, managed in the majors, and even coached Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic in 2009. Well, if we're looking at this 88 card, we got to look at how the Brewers did that year. Well, they finished 87 and 75. They were third in the AL East. And he had some good names on his squad. He had B.J. Surhoff as catcher, Greg Brock at first, Jim Gantner at second, Dale Svam at shortstop. Paul Molitor was an all-star that season at third base. Jeffrey Leonard in left. Robin Yount in center field. Led both leagues in games played, 162, every single one. And he led the AL with 11 triples. So not bad, Robin. And Rob Deere in right field. He led both leagues in a significant category. Strikeouts, 153. So that probably didn't help the team record at all. Joey Meyer was his DH. And his top pitcher that year was Teddy Higuera with a 7.4 WAR and a 16-9 record, 2.45 ERA, and then his closer was Dan Plesac, 30 saves. So not bad. So here I've got some quotes from Tom and about Tom because I think those are great talking points when we're looking at cards. Here's a little Tom wisdom for you. Running a ball club is like raising kids who fall out of trees. End quote. I think that's great. I don't know about you guys, but I do remember growing up in upstate New York. We had several trees in our backyard, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 apple trees, 6, 7. And I'd say I climbed every single one of those as a kid. There were different types of trees, and man, you could get up pretty high in those trees and check out the neighborhood, and kind of dangerous too because usually if you're climbing enough trees, you're gonna fall. Well, praise the Lord, I never fell. But I have an older brother that won't mention his name, but when he was at Boy Scout camp, he fell out of a tree and broke his arm. I'm not sure of the whole story. One of my sisters was telling me that he was cutting the wrong side of the branch, and that's how he fell out and broke his arm. But I don't know. So I'm going to have to contact him later today and see what the real story is. And I'll report back to you on my next video. But yeah, running a ball club is like raising kids who fall out of trees. Okay? So it could mean, maybe he's meaning it's like herding cats or something like that, where it's a lot of work. Kids are up in the tree, some are falling, some are not. Oh my goodness. I couldn't even tell you what Tom was thinking about there. Here's another one of his quotes. Baseball has got to be fun because if it's not fun, it's a long time to be in agony. And if you think about that, I think that's great to apply to anything you do, especially in life. I had a math teacher when I was a junior in high school, and I remember her saying, whatever you do in life, find something that you're gonna love. And she goes, you don't want to be in a job you don't enjoy. And I think that's so true. I tell that to kids all the time. I've been in education now over 30 years, and I still love it. Yeah, there's hard days and things like that, and I could be grumpy or whatever, or I could have kids that are drive me crazy, or parents that make my life difficult. But in the end, I love what I do. I absolutely do. And it's got to be fun. You got to have fun. And that's why I do a card club with junior high kids when we're in school. That's why I hand out baseball cards to kids, after recess if they play wiffle ball. I'm just trying to spread a little fun in these kids' life. So I like that. I like that quote on. Here's a quote about Tom from a player, um, that was managed by him, or if you want to say coached by him, in AAA with the Salem Kaiser Volcanoes. And this is what a player said about Tom Trebelhorn back in 2010. Quote, he never talks negative to you. If there's something negative, he'll always bring out a positive. The only time I've ever seen him mad is at an umpire. End quote. That tells you a lot about Tom's, managing strategy or coaching strategy. Is that he wants his ball players to get better, and sometimes you do have to bring out something you got to work on. But it's always nice when you sandwich in some positives there too, and I think that's cool. Last person speaking on Tom Trebelhorn is this is, I think, like the ultimate tribute that a manager slash coach could get, is being mentioned in a Hall of Fame speech. And again, growing up in New York State, I've been to Cooperstown many times as a kid with my dad. Actually, got to see the Red Sox play a baseball game in the stadium over there. And I've been there too with my wife and my kids and my in-laws. And so Hall of Fame, man, what a place. But to be a member of the Hall of Fame, wow. And then to get mentioned. So here's what the great Ricky Henderson said about Tom Trebelhorn in his 2009 Hall of Fame speech. In quote, in 1976, my first year in the minor league, my coach, Tom Trebelhorn, helped me develop my skill in base running and taught me to play the game hard. I had not perfected how to take a lead or how to slide. Tom asked me to come to practice early every day and work on my sliding and base running skill. I guess, Tom, that hard work paid off for me, and I'm very grateful. End quote. I mean, that's wow, that's it right there. I mean, you've got a student in Ricky Henderson who becomes the best base stealer in history, and he's giving you props. He's saying he's grateful for the time you put in with him. And sometimes that's all it is showing up early and, being honest, being truthful, sharing your wisdom, sharing your experience, just sharing your time. And it paid off for Ricky Henderson. And I think that's a great tribute. I think that's a great lesson for us is what do we do with our time? How do we spend our time with other people? Do we listen? Do we help? Do we work together? I think there's a lot of value in that. So Tom Trebelhorn, I learned a lot about him this past week, and he's got a lot of great quotes out there. So I hope you guys have a great Manager Monday and a great week ahead. Take care.